Hey guys, how are you? Paul Summit from Harcourt's Whangarei at the back part of 1 Drummond Street in Regent. So we had the auction here on Saturday just gone, and a lot of you have seen the results for that we live streamed, and also we had a whole bunch of people come along on the day, so it was a really awesome result for our sellers and a really great day. The weather played along, and it all culminated in a great result for our sellers, and the sold sign is now out the front of the house. So what I wanted to do today was just talk a little bit about the story behind the sold sign, because it's great to see the stickers and the bubbly and the gifts and things like that, but what actually gets us to that point? One of the reasons is because a lot of people are talking to me at the moment about the market being really hot and good prices being achieved for sellers, and so it starts to think about, I could just do that myself, chuck a sign out the front, put it on Trade Me and go for it and see what happens. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the story of Drummond Street and what got us to the point for the successful auction on Saturday. So before Christmas time, the sellers were actually thinking about selling it privately, and they would have done pretty well for themselves, in their opinion, and based on what people had sort of suggested at the time. So there was talk of something around the 875 mark, which would have been pretty good. And then we got chatting and formulated a plan, and what it's all about, a really big part of what we do for people is maximize the marketing. So making sure that absolutely everybody that is interested in buying a property, or even the real trick is, and where the magic happens, is exposing the property to people that weren't really in the market. So they have an emotional connection. They've always been searching for that character property right in the middle of Regent, and when this comes along, because of the way that the property was marketed, everybody has had a chance to see it, and so it gets people excited, gets them in the market, converts them to buyers when they weren't necessarily thinking about a property purchase. So that's a big part about what we do, is really showcasing properties and marketing them extremely well, and then maximizing the buyer's pool. And the next part from that is communication and negotiation. So it's all very well to get over 100 groups through the open homes, which we did here, which was a really successful weekend, bearing in mind that the open home before the auction wasn't really a traditional open home as such. It was more just a chance for everybody that was committed to bidding to have another look around, and some of the locals come and see the property, and then they can start to compare it against their place. So 14 days this campaign lasted for once we brought the auction forward, and we actually had 5 pre-auction offers on the week leading up to our decision to bring the auction forward. So once again, communication and negotiation. It's negotiating with the buyers to get them in a position to show their interest in the property, and some of them were conditional, which meant they were looking to sort of stop the auction with their offers, and then some offers that came in prior to the auction were cash unconditional. So it was talking through all the options with our buyers and sellers, and especially with the sellers. Once we had the offers before the auction, a little bit of that was just explaining and working through the scenarios. So if you did this, then this happens. If you do that, then that happens, and just laying it all out. So it's not my decision to sell your house. It's my job to bring you offers and maximize your result, and ultimately the decision is always with you, if the result is going to be good enough or not. And in this case, what was really exciting is that the pre-auction offer was at a level that excited the sellers, so they were happy to sell. And basically the auction was a formality, and it was all about getting people there on the day that were committed to purchasing, and the start price meant the house was on the market from the get-go, and where we ended up was just phenomenal. So basically the sellers were happy with the start price of $910,000, meaning the house would sell if there was no other bidders. We had 6 people that registered to bid, and we had 3 active bidders, and that actually pushed the price right through to $985,000. So from the time the sellers woke up on Saturday morning to lunchtime, they pocketed an extra $75,000 in the morning, which is just testament to what we did for them, the marketing, the communication, the negotiation, leveraging the type of market we're in at the moment, and maximizing every little thing to get them the very best result possible. So a little bit longer video than normal, but I just wanted to talk about what goes on behind the sold sign and even the for sale sign, and things to consider. That yes, it is a hot market at the moment, and you probably will sell your house by yourself. You could just chuck a sign up, go on Trade Me and hope for the best, and you will get offers. But sometimes getting what you wish for isn't actually the easiest thing to deal with, because what if you got 5 or 6, 7, 8 offers all happening after you've run your first open? How are you going to manage that? What are you going to do? How are you going to make your decision on what's the best way forward? So, yes, there is a cost, or what I like to say, an investment in using a real estate professional, but I think that we're worth it in the end for you guys. So just something to think about, and I'm always available for a chat. Paul Summich at Harcourts, 021 60 6460. Cheers, you guys.